do you mean?
All glasses.
Glasses.
Damn, I look so boobied.
Do you?
Oh, my boobs are too
Volume.
Jules, baby, Jules.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Big Girl Living in the Big World is back in the building, and today joining me is my girl MUMA. This little pretty face here.
Hi.
I thought I'd switch up a little bit on my channel. And yeah, guys. So today we're gonna be talking about why we are single.
Yes.
Is it a choice? Is it a mission? Why are you single, MUMA? Tell
Wow.
them.
Why am I single? I don't know.
Is it because men are trash?
No, I do not believe in that phenomenon.
Amen. Men are not trash.
Men are not trash. I don't think men are trash. I don't want to be psychological, but I think a lot of people's behaviors that they portray in relationships are because of things that they've suffered in the past that they never deal with. And I feel that those things hold them back if they haven't dealt with those problems. And then they portray or project those things when they go into new relationships, and when they fail to keep relationships. You've got this generation of people just keep saying, oh, men are trash, women are trash, ghosting, all these new terms that are coming along, which are just rubbish, because reality is we're all the same at the core of it. Any human being who you find who's a man or a woman, the basic core of what we all want in life is to love and to be loved. Simply.
People will be accepting things because they think that, you know what, relationships are supposed to be hard. We are supposed to get through cheating. We are supposed to suffer, but that's not the way relationships are supposed to be. You will have ups and downs and highs and lows. Like anything in your life, yourself individually, you're going to have highs and lows, ups and downs. But stuff like cheating is not normal. Getting battered is not normal. Someone disrespects you on a daily basis is not normal. Someone abuse in any form is not normal. Do you get what I mean? And even like just being with someone that doesn't empower you, that doesn't push you to do better. Like in my 20s, I've been doing so many things to get to where I am today. And so when I'm looking for a man now, I'm looking to see, okay, so what have you been doing in your 20s as well? Like, I'm looking for us to match. I think sometimes when I describe what I want in a man, sometimes it comes off as just like, oh, well, why are you looking for that? Well, I'm looking for that because I am that.
What she's saying is so true. It's so funny. I read a post yesterday. So I'm part of this group for Jada Pinkett Smith, Red Table Talk. And one of the questions was, are finances important in a relationship? And I was just like, girl, is that even a question? Let me explain. So I agree with everything that Tawanda has said. Let me start with, firstly, I don't know if men watch your YouTube channel, but if they do, I really agree with men who say that it's not fair of women to come up and be like, I want you to have a car with you, but she's not even doing anything that shows. I completely agree. It's so unfair. Like, it's so true. Like, let's be realistic and let's stop. Like, and as well, these unrealistic expectations are what push some men to end up doing drug dealing, all those things that are unnecessary. And the truth is, yes, it's not you who's pushed him to do that, but the society continuing in this way where females always expect certain men by age of 21, 22 to be having certain kind of money. Of course, what do you think he's going to start doing?
Where's he going to get it from?
Yeah. Exactly. That's just the reality. You know, not everyone...
419.
419. I tried to pretend the other day and be like, oh yeah, I'll date a guy who is maybe had no money, but I was like, nah, I'm lying. Let me explain why. I personally am not the kind of person who believes that higher education
is everything. Yeah,
I don't, because I feel like today I fully believe in technology. Technology is an equalizer. It's equalized everybody. If you really wanted to learn anything, let's say you didn't know how to code, you could get up today, go to YouTube and start learning how to code, and in 365 days you could create your own app, you could create your own bot if you really wanted and you were focused, because that's what technology has done. It's like leveled everybody. So based on that I wouldn't say that a person not having a degree or master's degree means that they're uneducated. To me, being cultured and educated has nothing to do with having a paper. When I say education is, I want to have a conversation with you, sit down and talk to you about, okay, so I've got plans on, I've got this amount of money. I'm thinking 5 years from now, I want to have 20,000. If I had 20,000, what would I do with it? Even if you're not educated, you could be the kind of person who's like, MUMA, I've noticed that there's a certain kind of crop or a certain kind of seed that agriculturists are growing right now. And if you invested in it, you can invest 1,000 in that, and in a year, it will make you $5,000. That's the kind of person, like that. To me, that's education.
Someone that has mind.
Do you know what I mean? My granddad, before he died, always used to say to me, MUMA, be educated, but education is not the most important thing. He used to say to me, education of the world is more important than education of books. And I was just like, damn! Wisdom is basically knowledge on steroids. That's what I heard somewhere, this saying. Wisdom is knowledge on steroids. It's true.
It's true.
It's not, and knowledge, when people think of knowledge, people think it's you've read, you've studied. No, knowledge comes in different forms. It's having insight. It's me talking to Tawanda right now as a friend, knowing that she's educated, but being able to, I don't know, notice or see patterns in things that I don't see. Maybe I could bring her on as a business partner. Do you know what I mean? That's what knowledge is. It's seeing things that other people don't normally see, or noticing things that you wouldn't normally notice, you know, if you put your mind to it, being able to see the bigger picture rather than the thing that's just before you. That's what wisdom is. And that's what helps you to, you know, govern yourself when you go into the world. It governs you when you go into relationships. Most Southern African cultures, you've got the main house and then you've got the little hut. That's how it was created back in the day. And the little hut was where the men used to drink. So your grandmother would have her own little hut where she makes alcohol, whatever, for your granddad, and the men would drink in this little hut. Granddads used to say, do you know in that little hut, a lot of things are spoken of. The men will sit and they'll chat about their families, their wives, or whatever. But there's a saying that says, Zambians who know what I'm saying. The point of that proverb is, you, out of a story or whatever you see in the world, you take some things, you sieve it, and you take what's good for you, you learn. Even though you've got your own culture, you create some of your own cultures. You use that wisdom in all aspects of your life. It's not just with education. That's life. There are people who never even went to uni and they're millionaires. Do you know what I mean?
Why are you single?
Okay, so personally, I'm single because I want to meet a person who matches me on that level and be okay with it and be able to respect that and actually add to it in every level. Financially, spiritually, morally, I mean, everything. I want a person who helps me to enhance myself. I don't want, you know, I don't believe in all this, my other half, a person will make me whole. No, I am whole. I want that person to complement everything that I am.
I think me personally, like, I like people that feed my soul. Like, in a man, you're not just trying to look for a man to come and compliment you. You also are going to compliment them as well. You also have a lot. We also have a lot to offer as well. We're not just saying, oh, I want this, and this, and that's it. We can't just sit and just be accepting anybody because of love or because of this or because you've been through this. Do you know, you can go through something today and you can cut off that person tomorrow. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping you from doing that? Who says just because you've been through all these things that it must continue because you've been through them? Who told you that? Like, where did you get that from? There's no pain and suffering that you have to endure. You only live one life. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. So why would you stay in the suffering? You don't need to do that. I don't know who needs to hear that today, but you don't need to stay in the suffering. For what reason? In everything, you have to be fair to yourself. Who you're going to say, I'm going to invest my time into this person. You know, it has to be a very big thing. The same way you wouldn't go and invest £10,000 into something that you know is not going to bring you back anything. You know that's not going to help you. You know it's not going to be a good investment. That's what you have to do in people, in friends, in relationships. Like I was saying in my last video, you have to maintain your peace. And at any cost. And I think when you get older, you realise that.
I think being in a relationship that is loving is like the most beautiful thing.
It's amazing.
You meet a person who matches you on that level 100%. And they understand you, they respect you, they honor you, you know, they're yielding. To me, those are the qualities that I want in a man, or I like to see in a man. And, you know, there's a really beautiful saying that I saw that said something like, isn't it the most beautiful thing when you find pieces of yourself in somebody else, especially a man, and you realize those vulnerabilities? It just makes it so much easier for you as a woman because you feel like you don't have to explain so many things about yourself to them. And the person doesn't have to be anything like you. They don't have to like the things you like, but they just get you. That is just like, you know, they speak you. They speak Tawanda. They speak MUMA, you know? And I saw it in my granddad. And I saw it in my grandma. And I feel that, like, because of that, because I have that hope, like, I know what it's like.
Positive images of successful relationships. This is another thing, guys. Positive images of successful relationships around you. When I see those positive images, I know that I cannot be accepting someone that doesn't have drive, that doesn't have ambition, that doesn't have a job, that's abusive, that I cannot accept. Even, do you know, for me, even when I meet a guy, I think, can I even introduce you to my parents? Can I even take you home to my mum and dad? And they say, you know what, this guy's a good guy. I cannot take home trash.
You know what?
In a way, I also feel
so
like
true.
it's so disrespectful for me to take home someone that is not on my level to my mum and dad and say this is going to be my husband, because they've spent so much money and time raising me. For me to now go and take home somebody that is a loser, that is doing nothing, to come and say this is going to be my husband.
The people you love the most, you crave their respect.
Yeah.
You crave to see how they'll see. You want them to see the person you love in the same eyes as you do yourself.
Literally.
So when you say you want, is this the kind of person I can take to your parents? You want to make, if you find yourself doubting that they're the kind of person, in your unconscious mind, you already know that this is not the person.
Because your gut will tell you.
Do you know what I mean?
It's literally a gut instinct that will tell you everything you need to know. And I think what I also do for myself as well is, not just will my parents approve of this person or will they like the person, I also think, can this person be the father of my children, and will they portray the positive male image that I want my children to see at all points of their life? Because these things impact children's lives, because you can just never protect your child from like emotional pain. You can protect them from physical stuff like being bent or getting run over, but emotional stuff you can never protect them from it, and sometimes they won't even tell you about it. Just guys, please just think, every decision you make contributes to your future self. And I just think I want to put that up so much. Like, being single is not a weakness.
Choice.
In fact, it's actually a choice, and it's actually a strength to be able to be by yourself for so long. I'm not gonna lie, it gets lonely. No, it's not amazing being single.
There are moments where you just want to talk to somebody like who's not your best friend.
Yeah, who's not your best friend. You just want male company. You just want to get cuddles. You just want like, it's not all hunky dory being single. Do you know what I mean? It's not lovely, but however, for me, I'm just not gonna settle for just anything, and that's the thing.
Yeah, especially if you've been single for so long. Like, it feels like that time that you've taken healing yourself, respecting yourself, honoring yourself, finding yourself, just to get somebody who's rubbish, and then they just ruin that, vibe for you. It's a no. Energy is important. You need to bring people are going to be positive
energy
people in your life. You need that positive energy. You cannot be having negativity.
But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to us.
It was nice talking to you guys. I'm so
Follow
happy.
me on Snapchat, MSTITI31, and it's the same for Instagram. I'm gonna put my girl details down below as well, so follow her too.
Follow the YouTube channel.
And I will be back soon.
So gangster.